I've been talking about this issue of social isolation for a very long time, and I have to tell you, the passion for this came out of my own life. I mean, I come from an allegedly functional family, 7 kids in the family, blue-collar family, Brooklyn, New York, and 7 kids. We all grew up, we all went to college, and we met our significant other in college, and then we went off to do our life. We didn't go home to Brooklyn, we went off. And so today, after all these years, the 7 kids in our family, we live in 7 different states. So I don't see my brothers and sisters hardly at all, except for like family events where we're flying in. Now that may be more radical in your situation, but you know what I'm talking about. That you have family members who you're close to. Now listen, I'm not naive, I'm a therapist. I know some people are saying, yeah, I don't live anywhere near my family. Thank God. But whether you were fired like a rocket out of a great family or ran for your life out of a terrible family, the fact of the matter is we are without the kind of relationships that social science, psychology, biology affirm we need. We're people who need to engage. So how does this play out? It plays out everywhere. It plays out in marriages, it plays out in companies, it plays out in all of your relationships. Let's talk about the workplace. Now, as a therapist, of course, I'm in the triage or the healing business between 2 parties. When a couple comes to me for therapy, they're not there for a tune-up. They've gotten to the place where it's out of control and they need to talk to a therapist. And they all tell the same story. Well, it was great when we started. I mean, yeah, we fell in love. It was wonderful. I mean, I knew I made the right choice. And then after a few years, well, I had inadvertently married Satan. I didn't know that. And so they come to me, and they always tell the same story, that it was great in the beginning. No one ever came in and said it sucked out of the gate. So how did they grow apart? What happened to them? I came to believe that part of the built-in tension in American modern marriage is that because of social isolation, the couple didn't have enough other people in their life. The women didn't have sisters, the men didn't have brothers, they didn't have the kind of relationships that are necessary to have a stable emotional life. One person can't handle the whole load of you, and you have no business presuming that you are the emotional sustenance for another person. Refrigerator rights, what are they? Now listen, you don't know me and I don't know you. Suppose I came to your house, my wife's a school principal, we came to your house, and we're having a get acquainted visit at your kitchen table. And we've never met before. Imagine if a few minutes into this I get up without asking and I go over to your refrigerator, I open it up and I start looking around in there. Really looking around, like I make a salad. Right? Well, you might not say anything out loud, but you'd be thinking, well, I didn't know this guy. You'd tell people later, like you went into the refrigerator, took out last night's leftovers. That's not how a stranger, even in a hospitable environment, acts. Let's change the scenario. My wife and I come to visit you. We've not yet met in person, but I'm your uncle, I'm a cousin, I'm a member of your family who moved away a generation ago, and we're thrilled to have this reconnection. Well, even though my move to the fridge would still be a little abrupt, it would be a bit less shocking for us to assume that as kin, as family, you want me to feel at home in your home. Who can be in your home like that? You have a big event in your house, a great party, and it's fantastic. And then at the end of it, everyone's gone, and you go, oh, that was a great party, but now it's just us. Who can still be in the house and have it feel like just us? Who has refrigerator rights in your house? Who are the people who you go to their house? Do you wait to be invited to get something to eat or drink? Who are the people who can go into your medicine cabinet without needing permission? You know what I'm talking about. This metaphor, this illustration of refrigerator rights describes what's going on in America in a very large and pervasive way. We have 500 Facebook friends. We don't have anyone with whom we can share intimacy. We have one person, maybe, and our kids. So we get hyper-focused on that little unit. No wonder we're having difficulty in the workplace. Workers are not oriented to, encouraged to, aware that we need to create these relationships with our co-workers. I work with the police a lot. Police officers are amazing. They're highly chronically stressed. No police officer is confused about what they need to do, despite all of the media attention of policing gone awry. Let's just talk about the general street cops who are in your city or your town. They're very good and they get great training to do what they're supposed to do. going to accidents, arresting people, etc. They are highly stressed because they don't have control. Because of the administration, the community, etc., they have this low-grade chronic stress. But what do they have? They have a strong sense of collegiality with their coworkers. They're tight, tight, tight with the other police officers they work with. Do you have that at your workplace? Do you have relationships with other workers who help keep your mood buoyant? Managers, do you have a sense of the importance of creating these kind of community relationships, these refrigerator rights relationships among the workers to keep their well-being buoyant? My colleague Glenn Sparks and I from Purdue University, who researched and wrote this book, I have to confess, we tend to see so many social and psychological problems through the lens of the loss of refrigerator rights and how it plays itself out. I want to persuade you to leave here and think about your life, your work, your family, your existence in these terms. What's the nature of my social network, my social support system? How good is it? Is it weak? Who am I dependent on? Paying attention to refrigerator rights and making sure you either value the ones you have, build them where they are necessary, both in the workplace and in your home life. And if I can be a bit grandiose, I also believe it's something that can have a healing effect for our country, torn apart ideologically. I'm going to tell you a little quick anecdote. I have a sister who lives in New York, and she and her husband are flaming liberals. They only watch liberal TV, they only have liberal friends, they talk about liberal things, they have liberal parties, they have liberal fun, they have liberal thoughts 24/7. My brother Donald is a CFO of a company, and he's conservative Republican, watches Fox News, and he and his family are all conservative, and they only have conservative friends and talk, conservative things. Well, when they're together, their relationship with each other trumps all of those disconnecting forces. That's what's going on in America. We've lost our sense of, what are the words? They sound soft. Community, connection. Social isolation is having a damaging, toxic effect on our culture, on our workplace, on our families. Refrigerator rights, that's the solution. That's the fix. Get out there and do it.